From Studio A at 1 Biloxi Square in Fort Worth, Texas, this is the Grandpa and Pappy Show. And Grandpa and Pappy Show is on the air. We appreciate everybody being with us today.
Indeed,
hope everybody's doing well.
Yeah.
I know there's a spike in the COVID going on that everybody's talking about, but we're not going to go there today. And the mess in Afghanistan is still going on, which we're not going to talk about too much today. But anyway,
how can you not talk about it?
Well, that's true. That's very true. We welcome you in. It's really good to have all of you with us. Hope you had a great weekend and your favorite football team won on Saturday. I know ours did. And it was a good opening weekend for college football, and it was good to see the fans back in the stands.
I like the Wisconsin game where they were. Did you see that post? Where they were? Yeah, F Joe Biden. Times about 80 or 90,000.
Yeah, 90-something thousand people. I love that. It was too good. If you're not familiar with the Grandpa and Pappy Show, this is the only show in the podcast universe that really gives you an opportunity for your opinions to be heard on the question of the day. And today we got a couple of good ones for you.
By God.
The mess in Afghanistan has just rubbed the American people the wrong way. Especially a lot of the veterans. But the thing we're going to be talking about is that they left all this billions of dollars worth of equipment in Afghanistan for the Taliban to use. Yeah. And now it's rumored that China and Russia are coming in, making deals for this equipment so they can study our technology. Now, what person in their right mind would leave that kind of equipment for the enemy?
Be a good time for the crickets to chirp.
It is. So we ask you, our great listeners, about leaving our weapons to the Taliban.
Oh, God.
And as usual, you guys came up with some really, really good answers.
It's amazing. We're dealing with people that actually have their own opinion.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and this program allows you to give it to us, good or bad.
There you go.
We invite all of it here on the Grandpa and Pappy Show. And of course, if we disagree, we will respectfully disagree and tell you why.
Yeah, it's not a shame on us kind of situation. No. We invite all opinions, whether we agree, disagree, or whatever. But
that's correct.
We are listening to all of them. We read them all.
We sure do. Let's kick right off. Leaving our weapons to the Taliban. What did you folks have to say? Well, Bob Baker said it was done for spite because Trump had a plan he refused to follow. Then he blamed it on Trump. What a class act.
Yeah.
There's got to be more to this man than meets the eye.
Damn Trump made me leave all that shit over there.
I forgot to flush the toilet. Damn that Trump.
Yeah. John Bossy asked, could that be considered aiding and abetting the enemy? That's a good question.
According to how you look at it there.
Tim Hollis told John that it's treason, and Paula Faye Hicks Butler said he should be prosecuted as an enemy of the state.
And that's not the only time I've heard that, Pappy.
Yep.
Several congressmen have come out and said that very thing.
Well, he's so damn goofy, he might even agree to do it, you know.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I need to rest.
Yeah, that's it. Billy Kirkpatrick told us that it is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of, leaving billions of dollars worth of our high-tech military hardware for them to use, not to mention China, Russia, and Iran getting their hands on it to study our technology.
Yep.
It just proves that this president is not fit to run this country.
It didn't take that to prove it to me. Jerry Williamson said, unfortunately, I believe he was inept before Election Day and saw this disaster coming. Although I did not realize he'd screw up this bad, leaving millions, if not billions of supplies shows a total lack of planning by himself and his staff. It's unforgivable.
It certainly is unforgettable. And that we've heard a lot of veterans talking about that very thing, not to mention the congressman that's come out against it, but the veterans They just cannot believe the ineptness
A lot of those
of this
congressmen
administration.
are on his own team that's coming out with it.
Yeah, and a lot of them are veterans that fought over there and Iraq also.
Yep.
Twyla Richards, Pappy, told us she can't say what she's thinking since she just got back on Facebook today. Boy, she's right after your own heart, isn't she?
I must be related to that girl.
I'd like to stay a while, she says. David Harvey said the ineptness of this administration is unbelievable. And Katie Gray says, I believe it was strategically planned and highly intentional.
Katie Grace is our new insurance lady.
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, we'll be talking about her very shortly.
Cool. Thomas R. Green said that Joe Biden has messed this Afghanistan thing up so badly that we may never recover from it. The simple fact that he didn't follow the plan to remove Americans, allies, and those who assisted us first shows a total lack of thought on his part.
Agreed.
The Dems are giving him all kinds of kudos on his evacuation, even though there are hundreds still stuck in that country and can't get out. That was brilliant, Joe.
Well, I tell you what, my kudos go to those veterans who are sneaking into the country
Yeah.
and taking people out.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, I just don't understand our State Department for denying use of airfields to get those people out. I just don't understand.
They're like everybody else. They're only doing what they're told to do.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sure money's involved in it. What you got, K-Bird?
and the State Department is taking credit for these guys that are going and getting them out.
Yeah.
And they're saying that they are the ones that pushed that forward, when in actuality that was not the truth at all.
Well, it's just like everything else that's laid out before they came about.
That's
like
true.
The COVID vaccine and all that. They're taking full credit for all that crap.
Oh, absolutely. Anything that's good, they take credit for, and everything they screw up, they blame it on Trump.
Yep.
Billy Bryan simply said, and people are surprised. Why? Twyla Richards told Billy that I'm surprised that people are surprised.
Yeah.
Paula Hicks Butler said, my thoughts exactly. He must hate this country because his acts are intentional.
Ain't it so? Bobby Bailey told us that I can't believe the attitudes of some Americans who actually think Biden has done a good job. He has messed up or eliminated every good thing we had going on in this country, yet there are some who think he is a great president. The Democratic leadership needs to be impeached and removed before they totally destroy this country.
I agree.
And that's well said, Bobby. I agree.
Very, very well said.
Yep.
Jim Krause echoed similar feelings when he said Congress needs to impeach Joe, Kamala, and Pelosi, then remove them from office immediately before more American lives are lost. Twyla Richards came back and said, I agree.
My God. Chris Schomburg told us, I think he should be arrested and charged with treason. Charlie George told Chris, and with murder. Another listener said he should be held accountable, but he'll never take accountability. I mean, it's not like
And he doesn't.
It's not like anything's going to happen to him anyway. I mean, look at what Hillary got away with. You know?
Yeah, Hillary, I love it.
Yeah. Hillary, the eight she is.
Hillary the Eighth. Gerald Plunkett took a different route when he said, so Trump supporters storming the Capitol was okay. Wrong guy to impeach or call traitor. Trump praised dictators and warlords and put down our allies and intelligence agencies. This comment spurred a lively debate amongst our viewers, and I can only imagine.
It did.
And you'll have to go on our site to take a look at what was said. But, Gerald, I will say, look, I know you're a Democrat, and that's fine. That's your right as an American citizen.
Right. Yeah.
However, the Trump supporters that as you say, stormed the Capitol, which they did not. They just marched to the Capitol, and it's been proven now that the Capitol Police Department up there kind of incited them and opened up the gates and let them in. So, and we finally found out the identity of the Capitol policeman who shot and killed the vet, the female that was killed at the the Capitol.
I wonder why they suppressed that information. It's not like they didn't know.
He was African American.
No.
Yes. And shot a white woman. So
That's why you
You
didn't
don't
hear
get
about it in
any
the
news.
news. That's
Yeah.
right.
So, Gerald, I respect your opinion. I really do. Because there's two sides to every story. But I highly encourage you to listen to something besides CNN or MSNBC because you don't get the full story.
That's a fact.
You don't hear everything from both sides. You hear it from one slanted side from the media.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'm just still, I wonder what would happen if they just take the media completely out of the equation.
yeah.
I mean, it's gone so far now. I don't think it would make anything normal.
No.
I don't think anything was
Well,
normal.
you and I were in broadcasting when they had the FCC rules and regulations.
Ooh, the little red light
Well,
come
you
on, you're in
could not.
trouble.
You could not report something that was not true.
They would not only shut the station down, but the whole chain if somebody screwed
They
up
would
bad
take
enough.
licenses away. Even those
Yep.
reporting the news, they would take their license. And of course, a lot of these journalists on television now, they don't have to have a license.
No.
Back in the day when we were on radio, everyone that turned on a microphone had to have a license.
That's a fact.
So,
That's a fact.
you know, things change. And I still say that even though we have a lot of freedom in our media today, I still feel the worst thing that ever happened was the deregulation of the FCC.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah. That's
Things went downhill from there.
it's only one of many things that attributed to what's going on.
That is correct.
And although Gerald, we respect your opinion, I'm not so sure John Underwood does. He said, "Dude, you sound just like Biden. Blame everything on Trump. You're a bunch of deranged fruitcakes." Jerry Williamson said, "Gerald, our allies pretty much hate us today, thanks to old Joe." And Brent Hardy told Gerald that you are misinformed.
Mm-hmm. Joe Mosier said, "That is what the Democrats do."
That's what they do.
Their agenda is to destroy the USA. The last asshat that did the same thing, i.e. Obama. Brett Barker said, "You expected less? He's a bumbling fool." Shirley Mills, I should say, forgive me, says we've got to get those idiots out of office before we have another world war.
Well, that's going to happen anyway.
I think we're already there.
Yeah.
I think it started.
Yeah, I think that's part of the agenda because it hadn't started. You know, they're trying to hurry it up for some reason. It's not like the Bible prophecy is going to not come to pass, but
That's true.
why be impatient? And to close out this week's first segment of our show, John Underwood told us, how long are the Taliban going to wait before they shoot down one of these planes full of evacuees? You know, and that's crossed my mind.
It has mine too.
They saving that for a finale? I mean, we know they have RPGs now. Well, we should because we gave them to them.
Let them have it.
Biden is trusting the Taliban to run security. What a babbling old fool. This is not even close to being over. Many people will die. And Johnny Northcutt added, "We may have found one person who actually voted for that moron Joe."
Attaboy, Johnny boy.
Lord have mercy, Joe.
Well, I tell you what, the Afghanistan thing is real. It's happening. People are still caught behind the lines, and the Taliban are not letting them through. And then our own State Department is not letting planes land in countries who will allow them to land. They have told them not to let those planes land, and I haven't figured that out yet.
One B-52 would solve that problem. Just
That's
like
true.
it did in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
One little airplane or one big airplane would solve that problem.
Yes, it would.
Yep.
We got a lot more coming up on the Grandpa and Pappy show, but Grandpa and Pappy have been telling you in the last month and a half, 2 months,
Yeah.
about a big event coming up, and that's the Burgers for Babies, and I'm very happy and proud to say that Pappy and I will be doing the emceeing for this event, which will be held on September the 16th down in the stockyards here at Fort Worth at the River Ranch Stockyards. Now, that's from 4 until 8, so if you get off at 5, you still have plenty of time to come down to the stockyards. to the River Ranch Stockyards and take part in the Burgers for Babies.
There's still plenty of time to make donations too.
There really is.
What you got, Keeper?
I was just going to say that if they want to come and enjoy the event, there's a lot of activities, cornhole.
Excuse me?
The price to get in is $20, which will buy you a wagyu beef hamburger and all the fixings. And you can also buy a drink bracelet that will give you all you can drink for $45.
No limit.
So unlimited.
Easy.
So we invite you to come down, and it
My
is
tail
an
is
all
wagging.
adult event. So really, don't bring your kids. It's not a kiddo event.
It's
so,
an adult
That's
event,
right.
yes.
So come on down. We're trying to raise $100,000 this year, and anything you can spare, $1 or $1,000, however much, would be appreciated.
Or even
Absolutely.
$1 million, yeah.
Absolutely. And if you still don't know what it's all about, let's take this brief time out, watch this, and we'll be back with more of the Grandpa and Pappy Show right after this.
2 shakes of a lamb's tail.
Hi, everyone. This is Grandpa of Grandpa and Pappy, along with our own Special K. And we have an important announcement to tell you about an upcoming event. It's the 11th annual Burgers for Babies. It's a fundraising event benefiting the Children's Miracle Network of Cooks Children Hospital. And it's going to be held on September the 16th from 4 until 8 o'clock.
And the location is going to be in downtown Fort Worth at the Stockyards at the River Ranch Stockyard.
And it's going to be a lot of fun. And 100% of monies that we raise are funneled right back into the Children's Miracle Network at Cook Children's. So if you want to help us out, be listening, and we'll tell you exactly how to make your contribution to Burgers for Babies on September the 16th here on the Grandpa and Pappy Show. So be listening, and we'll be watching for you. Bye-bye. And we are back on the Grandpa and Pappy Show, and we ask all of our listeners, if you cannot make the event, simply send a donation, whatever you can afford, to the address that you saw just right after the commercial. And we would certainly appreciate it. Just notate on there it's from the Grandpa and Pappy Show, and we will know it is from our listeners.
It's such a good cause, and you never know. It might be you or somebody in your family or somebody that's close to your child that needs that help. So, you know, it's such a good cause. Just do it for the kids, okay?
All right. And we're looking forward to it. That's coming up Thursday, September the 16th at the River Ranch Stockyards here in Fort Worth from 4 until 8 o'clock.
That's right.
One of the big things that's causing a stink across our country right now is some of the actions and political opinions that our teachers have that they're trying to impart to our students. The one thing that really got the country in an uproar is when a teacher in Colorado took down the American flag in the classroom and had the students pledge allegiance to the LGBTQ flag. Now, folks, I have nothing against LGBTQ. I haven't. That's your right as a citizen to do and live your life as you will. But there's no place in the classroom for orientation such as this or any political view, be it conservative or liberal. That is not a place for you to impart what you think our kids should know.
Well, bottom line, just like when we were in school, we were there to be educated, to be taught life skills, things that would help enhance our life as we go along, not to be swayed or persuaded about a lifestyle, you know.
I agree. So we threw it out there to you guys because someone asked us, should we vet our teachers on their political views, which is actually a pretty darn good question.
Well, yeah, and I'm sure that's piqued a lot of interest on your side of the family because y'all have a teacher.
We
in
have
the
two.
family.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm very, very proud to say that our daughters are very professional in their teaching. They don't impart any type of political views of any kind, and I'm very proud of them.
As it should be.
Let's take a look and see what you guys had to say. Eric Hudson said, "This is a slippery slope indeed. Who gets to decide whose beliefs are okay and which get vetted? I think it should be just mandatory to teach without any political slant at all, just the facts." And my number one daughter, Malia Jones Palmore Jones, told Eric that is what teachers are supposed to do.
By God.
Tell 'em, baby.
You tell 'em, baby girl. Gene Earhart says if school is what it's supposed to be, then nothing but facts would be taught. This day and age, the curriculum feels more like indoctrination.
Ain't it so?
That's a fact.
And
Short and sweet.
Felicia Perez said, "How about that teacher in Colorado?" She's talking about the same one who removed the American flag and had her children pledge allegiance to the rainbow LGBTQ flag. I would fire her butt so fast the wind would blow her skirt over her head. And why aren't the parents up in arms over this? If it were my kid, I'd be all over the school board. Well, I will tell you an update. There was a special school board meeting held, and boy, some of the parents let them have it. Let's put it that way. And that's good. More and more parents are speaking up on all this crazy stuff and BLM and critical race theory and the woke theory. They're starting to wake up and say enough is enough.
But now the COVID is involved in it because it's all about being political. I noticed on the news this morning, which I watch. You know me, I'll get up and go outside and sweat before I watch the damn local news. But we've got right here in Texas, actually right here in the DFW area, parents have band together and they're starting a civil class action lawsuit against the school boards, wanting them to make mask mandatory.
Gotcha.
So
yeah. So
politics.
Politics.
Gotta love it. Gotta love that crap. Mark Hurley told us that teachers should just teach the basics, no extra slanted political views. These kids will grow up and develop their own ideas and beliefs. It's the teacher's job to prepare them for the future with reading, writing, and arithmetic and actual history, whether it was good or bad.
Bingo.
That's my take on it. And I agree wholeheartedly with you, Mark. I mean,
I couldn't agree more.
You know, all this crap about you striking this from history, striking it, doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we should
They
know
took
these
the
things.
Robert E. Lee statue down in Virginia yesterday.
I saw that.
God almighty.
Idiots.
Our listener from Houston, Jimmy Waldy, said political views have no place in school except government class.
Right.
History should be taught as it is. Cassie Terry from Victoria told us that people can believe what they want, just don't push it or force it on anyone, especially kids. Teachers should be unbiased and open-minded in the classroom.
Cassie's not from Victoria.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's my daughter-in-law. She lives in Lake Jackson.
Jackson. Okay.
Lake Jackson. She'd probably be better off in Victoria. But get away
Sorry
from
about that,
that cesspool of a Gulf.
There you are.
Ginger Lynch and Tyler said there are some teachers out there that have no business in education, but state agencies and school districts are guilty of pushing curriculum that should have no place in public schools.
Bingo.
Many teachers are stuck with it if they want to keep their jobs. Public schools as a whole are nothing but indoctrination. I'm so glad I don't have to deal with the politics of it anymore.
She was a retired teacher.
And she's right, you know. I mean, it's just like most politicians and civil servants, people in high places. You will say this. I don't give two rats' asses how you feel about it.
That's true.
You're gonna say this or bye-bye.
Bob Baker told us that if I had any school-age children, they would not attend public schools.
That's right.
Michelle Purviance Brown agreed, saying nope. And James O'Donnell said if kids know their teacher's political stance, then the teacher is failing at their job.
Absolutely.
Couldn't agree more.
And my granddaughter, she no go to public school.
I heard that.
And I don't believe she ever will.
I heard that.
Kelly Couch Gleason said politics and religion should not be in school because it'll be biased from teacher to teacher. Do the basics. That's why other countries are ahead of us in mathematics and science. And that's true.
That's fact.
Political views should be left at home. John Underwood suggested putting cameras in the classrooms, and I'm all for that.
That's not a bad idea. Darla Walker agreed with John Underwood, saying, absolutely, put cameras in all of the classrooms.
Yeah.
And then parents to have access to check them whenever they want. Steph Holden Nolan said they need to keep their political views to themselves. I'm glad I don't have kids in school, and my kids don't have kids.
Jesus Christ.
Well, there you are.
You'd be bailing me out of jail every other week if I had babies in school.
Ain't it so?
Annie Allen said, I think if your students know who you vote for, you have failed as a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
You are there to teach kids how to think, not what to think.
Bingo.
That's well said. Brian Emerton says, I think political views should stay out of schools. One thing they should be vetting the teachers with is common sense, because Biden supporters have none whatsoever.
Attaboy, Brian. Jeff Thompson told us politics is like religion. There's no place for it in school. Russell Curlin said no vetting. I think politics should be left out of schools.
Yep.
Just teach the truth, not opinion. I'm tired of all of the nitpicking terms. All vetting is you or I getting what we want, not what is good for the kids.
And that's a good way to look at it, right?
It is a great way to look at it.
Absolutely. And finally, to close out viewer comments and opinions, well, not comments, but opinions on this week's Grandpa and Pappy Show. Frank Edgar, a retired teacher in Irving, told us, I've worked with lots of teachers. We spent lots of time arguing back in the teacher's lounge, but never purposefully in front of kids. We would, however, enter into discussions of kids who brought things up, and we would always call on someone who believed the opposite of what we believed. That is how conservatives think. So, hey, Mr. Green, come tell us how a liberal would react.
That's a good way to argue things, I guess.
You know, and that's true. I've got an ex that was a school teacher, and some of the things she told me that went on in those teachers' lounge, I had to go see. And they'd get back here and they'd damn near want to duke it out, you know.
Yeah, I heard that. Pappy, we got a lot of viewer comments that came in on the Grandpa and Pappy Show this week.
Yeah.
The Grandpa and Pappy Show would like to welcome our new subscriber, Kate Grace from Kansas.
Salute.
Kate has a conservative, common sense outlook on things, and we appreciate her joining us and sending her opinions.
Absolutely. Welcome.
Kate, we have a t-shirt on the way.
There you go. Welcome aboard, Miss Kate. Ryan Moore wrote on YouTube that our show on socialism and capitalism really hit the nail on the head. The opinions expressed by viewers were great. I let my liberal sister watch that show, and she just stormed out. See what I have to put up with?
That's pretty good.
Well, I got one better than that. I live with one.
I heard that.
That's right.
Mark Wiley commented on our show about getting the vaccine or not. He said it should be up to each individual whether they take it or not.
Right.
Hell, if I don't take it and we die from COVID, that's on us.
That's right.
The government has no right to make me take anything. I agree.
Now, why are you marching for that, brother? Throw in the seatbelt.
That's it.
Ruling under that, too.
Mm-hmm.
I still hate wearing those things. And last but not least, Shonda K. Redding told us that we need to have a show on continuing problems at the border in Texas. And we have had a couple of them.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, but I agree with her. I mean, it never gets old. My sister lives in McAllen, and she said residents are waking up to find illegals sleeping on porches, garages, and my neighbor found 3 asleep in his boat. This is not to mention the spike in COVID that these people are bringing with them.
Boy, that's
We should
absolutely
get her sister on our
the
program
truth.
to talk about it.
Yeah. Tell her to get in touch.
Yeah,
Tell her to get in touch
with
with
us.
us.
Eyewitness,
Good idea.
Things to say, that would be awesome.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that'd be good.
Yeah, have her
That would be
contact
good.
us.
Well, it was a good show today, and we appreciate everybody being with us. Again, we'd like to, before we leave, invite you to join Pappy and I at the Burgers for Babies benefit, which benefits the Cook Children Medical Center and the Children's Miracle Network.
Yep.
It's going to be held Thursday, September 16th at the River Ranch Stockyards from 4 until 8 o'clock.
That's right. We're not
Please
even,
come. Please bring lots of money and bid on the items that are
That's
going to
right.
be up for auction. And let's raise a ton of money for cooks this year in memory of our sweet broker who passed away and founded it all, Jackie Cohen.
Yeah, God rest her soul.
We want to make this the biggest one ever. So
Absolutely. And
come join down, Pappy and I.
and even if you can't afford a donation, come on out and be supportive.
Absolutely.
I mean, the money that you spend while you're there in food and/or libations, your favorite icy cold drinks,
It's going to be a lot of music.
it'll all go to the cause.
Absolutely.
Plus, you get to see me and Grandpa make a jackass out of ourselves live on
Absolutely.
stage.
Come on up and say hello to us
That's
and
right.
let us get to meet you and greet you and let you know how much we appreciate all of you.
I might even
It's been a lot of fun. If you'd like to make a suggestion, a comment, or an idea for a show, it's very simple.
Yeah.
All you have to do right over my shoulder there is send it to grandpaandpappy@gmail.com
good.
or
Or you can simply hit us up on our show website page, which can be found by keying in www.grandpa and the letter npappy.com. That's grandpaandpappy.com, where you'll see this big old red button. All you got to do is push it.
that's it.
It's not going to cost you a red penny or anything. You know, just a little bit of effort and devise a simple to remember password and subscribe.
Absolutely.
We're very numbers driven. Besides all that, we'd love having you on board.
Yeah, and you can go to our Grandpa and Pappy Facebook group page where you'll see all of these opinions that we read on the question of the day.
Has dirty words too.
Been a lot of fun. We always end all of our shows with the same thing because it is so true, especially in today's world.
So important.
Reach out, hug your kids, and let them know that you love them.
That's right. Let them know they're well loved right here at the Grandpa and Pappy Show too. By God, amigo.
Bingo.
We love him, babies.
Till we see you next week, we appreciate everybody being with us. Spread the word for us. We want to make Grandpa and Pappy a household name.
Yep.
And get your name and your opinion out here on our show.
What do you think, amigo? Let's bombadita the hell out of here.
Let's go.
Bombadita,
Let's go. It's been fun.
bombadita,
Thanks
yeah.
for joining us. For Pappy, I'm Grandpa. Have a good day, and we'll see you next time.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.